Hi friends, and welcome back to part 4 of my eyeshadow series. So if you're new here, my name is Dawn and I'm an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. In this series, I'm taking my customers, friends, and family through a series of looks for different eye shapes, different eye colors, and teaching you all different types of techniques for your eyeshadow. And today's look is going to be a look for wide set eyes. So in the first video of my series, I described different eye shapes and how we can do makeup to best accentuate that eye shape. Last week's video, I did standard eyes, and today I'm going to talk all about wide set eyes. So if you remember, wide set eyes are eyes that are more than one eye width apart. When our eyes are a little bit wider apart, we can use makeup to make them appear a little bit closer together, if that's something you'd like to do. I love doing the series because it's something you can go back to again and again. You can pause the video and you can practice as you work right alongside me. So grab your brushes, grab your eyeshadows, and let's get started. All right, friends, just like last week, I already have my makeup completely done except for my eyes, and I already have my eyelids primed with just a touch of concealer. So you'll see if you go back and watch last week's video, you will see that I did the same thing to give a base for the eyeshadow. And today I have a matte shade Biscotti. I have Shiny Penny, which is a shimmer, and I also have Burnished Bronze, which is a shimmer, and you've seen me use that in a couple of my tutorials now. This is Hot Fudge, and it is a beautiful matte shade, so you could use either one of these interchangeably in this look. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this mid-tone, this Shiny Penny, and I'm going to apply this on my lid. For sake of time, I'm just going to do one eye for the tutorial, and you will see I'm going to take my time and show you step by step the placement of the shadows. Then I'll just do my other eye real quick and come back, but it'll make the video just a tiny bit shorter. The placement, of course, is going to be the same on both eyes. So I'm going to take this mid-tone, this Shiny Penny, with my all over eye color brush. I'm just going to tap the brush into the shadow. This is going to go on the lid space, and because it is a shimmer shade, I am making sure to tap the product or tap the color onto the lid. So just right there to the center of the eyelid. And if you need more, just tap a little bit more. And so the Shiny Penny is applied to the center of the lid. Next up, I am going to use the darker shade, which again, I'm going to use the Burnished Bronze. You could totally use a matte shade, but I am going to use the shimmer. And I am going to come in with my crease brush. You've seen me use this in every of the eyeshadow videos that I've done so far, all of these eye series. And I'm going to apply this. Now, in last week's video, I applied the accent color to the outside corner of the eye. But for the wide eyes, we are going to apply it to the inner corner. I am just taking that shadow with that crease brush, and I'm applying it to the inner third of the eye, in that same V pattern, like a wedge that I did last week, coming up just a little bit above that crease. And remember, this crease brush will do that work for you if you just lay it right there with the taller end pointing up and the lower end pointing down. Just work that color from the inner corner, again about a third of the way, and coming down. If you can see that placement, again, it's this inner corner. We're doing that wedge with this darker color. And when we have wide set eyes, again, the eyes are further than one eye width apart. So what this placement is doing is going to give the illusion that the eyes are close together, because when someone else is looking at you, it is going to draw their eyes in and make everything appear as if it's closer together. As I explained in my first video, there's wide set eyes, there's deep set eyes, there's hooded eyes, there's closed set eyes. There is nothing wrong with any of those eye shapes. They are all so beautiful. I'm just showing you if you have an eye look such as the wide set eyes, if your eyes are a little further apart, if you would like your eyes to just look a little bit closer together, this would be a technique that you could use to achieve that. So that's the purpose of these videos. The purpose of the videos is to take an eye shape that's a little bit different than a standard eye and use makeup to kind of contour the eye so that it gives the appearance of a more standard eye. Again, if the eyes are wide apart, we can use makeup to contour and make those eyes look a little bit closer. If the eyes are close set, I'll show you in next week's video, we can use makeup to make the eyes look like they are a little further apart. So there's a lot of techniques that we can use with makeup. Think about these looks almost as contouring and highlighting for the eyes. You know, when we contour and highlight our face, we can contour or highlight, you know, our nose, or we can, you know, our chin, our jaw. There's so many areas, our cheekbones. We can contour to give an illusion that our face looks a little bit different. For instance, if we wanted our nose to look a little more narrow, we could contour the sides of the nose. If we wanted our cheekbones to look a little bit higher, we could contour underneath of the cheekbones. And all these looks are doing is that for your eye shape. So please hear me. Again, if your eyes are anything different than a standard eye, who cares, right? It totally doesn't matter. Everyone is different. Everyone is beautiful, but these are just really great ways for you to learn how to do your makeup, to kind of change your look a little bit if you want to. And I actually don't even have wide set eyes, but I did this look over the weekend just kind of practicing, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I love just having a different technique to use on my eyes just so I can do something different. You know, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get stuck in a rut. I do the same thing over and over and over again. So this is just a really fun way to play up the eyes and do something different, learn a new technique. And again, if you do have wide set eyes, then hey, this might be something you want to try. And if you don't, you know, you might want to try it anyway, right? All right, so I have that darker shade right here in the inner corner, and I have that shiny penny on the middle of my lid. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Oliver eye color brush again, and I'm going to use the Biscotti, which is my highlight shade, and I'm actually going to highlight the outer part of my eye. So you've seen in the last couple of videos when I did the highlight shade, I did the highlight shade on the inner corner, and I'm not going to do that here. I have been highlighting under the brow bone, which I'm doing, but I'm also bringing that highlight shade sort of on the outer third of the lid here. And I'm not going to bring that highlight shade on the inner corner. Now, before I blend, I am going to bring this burnished bronze down on the lower lash line. And I am using an eye smudger brush from our previous collection. So you can see it is pretty thin. You can see it's a little bit rounded, but it's very dense and firm. You could also use the eyeliner eyebrow brush with that angled tip here. Again, you could use the smudger brush. So whatever brush you want to use, I just happen to choose this one tonight, but I'm going to take the burnished bronze And I'm going to come down and bring that shadow underneath of my eye. And then I'm going to take that underneath and I'm going to come from the outer corner where I stopped and I'm going to connect in the crease just up to the inner corner. So just in the crease, I'm not going above that, but I'm just connecting this lower lash line by bringing it in the crease to connect with the inner corner. So I'm kind of circling the eye with that shade. Just like in last week's video, I have the placement of the shadows exactly where I want them. I have that darker color on the inner corner, I have the shiny penny on my lid, and then I have Biscotti, my highlight color, on the outer corner. And what I'm going to do is blend. We don't want any harsh lines, so we want to soften everything up and blend it together so the shadows look very natural. But you also want to make sure that you don't just blend this all into one shade. You want to leave the color placement where it is, but you just want to soften those edges up. So I'm going to take the same brush I used last week, which was my crease brush from our previous collection. Again, you just want a nice big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start to blend the shadows. When you are blending, I think I might have neglected to say this last week. When you are blending the shadows, you want to make sure that you are using a clean blending brush. You'll notice I am using a different brush than what I applied the product with. Using a clean brush is going to make sure that you are able to blend but keep the colors in place and not mix the shades all together into one large, mess. So again, just softening that color that I pulled up into the crease where it meets the Biscotti. And like I said last week, I know I'm really referencing last week's video a lot, but I really, a lot of the things I talked about in last week's video, it's the same no matter what eye shape. The techniques for certain things like blending are going to be the same. So you'll notice I'm doing that circular motion for blending. I just like that because it keeps everything nice and soft. And it's hard to tell on camera, but I have a very light touch on my eye. I'm not pressing down real hard. I am just nice and soft with this. Again, just blending out the edges where the colors meet, but you can still see exactly where each shade starts and stops. Just have everything blended. And I'm even blending this bottom out just a tiny bit. All right, so there is my blended eye, and next I'm going to come in with some eyeliner. So last week I did not use eyeliner, but this week I am going to use eyeliner, and I'm going to use the Mary Kay brown eyeliner. I'm just going to bring that eyeliner right along my lash line here. And I am getting this liner as close to the lashes as possible. It's almost like I'm drawing right on the lash itself, right on that lash line. I'm not really coming above it very much. I'm just deepening and darkening that lash line. And now I'm going to use our smudger brush from our current collection to smudge that eyeliner out. So again, this has a really nice dense tip. And just gonna smudge it. And I love using the smudger brush because then, I don't have to worry about being perfect with the liner. I can just kind of, you know, smudge that liner on, and if I didn't draw my line perfectly straight, or if maybe I missed a tiny little spot, it really isn't going to matter. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye off camera. I'm going to do mascara and I'll be back. All right, well that is the finished look. And today I used my Mary Kay Lash Love Lengthening Mascara in case you guys were starting to think that the Panorama was the only mascara I had. No, 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 no. I love my Panorama mascara, but the Lash Love Lengthening is actually my next favorite. So I wanted to show you something a little bit different today, but this is the finished look. And again, the difference with this look and the look I did from last week is we really kind of just swapped those colors. So the, you know, lightest color is on the outside, the mid-tone is in the middle, and then that darkest shade, instead of being on the outer corner, we are putting that darkest shade on the inner corner, and that is going to draw the eye in and make them look a little bit close together. So whether you have wide eyes or you just want to try a different look and a different technique, and I love this combination of colors as well. Like I did last week, I mixed, you know, that matte with the shimmer, and I just think it's so pretty to mix and match those, but you could totally do this look with all matte or all shimmer. I am loving this eye series. I hope you guys are too. I know I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. This is week 4, and I definitely have, you know, probably 4 or 5 more weeks at least planned for you guys. So stay tuned. I will be back next week with another look. And until next time, bye friends. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the videos in this series. As always, I'll put links below to all the products used, and make sure to check out the playlist here. Thanks again for watching. Bye friends.